So lads, Michael Jordan is the headliner tomorrow and so many people are really excited. But unfortunately, it's highly likely that you guys are going to have any shot of getting the pink diamond Michael Jordan or even any shot of getting any headliners for the foreseeable future. On the positive side though, I will say 2K are bringing out the fact that there is a diamond and there is also an amethyst version of Michael Jordan. Means that if you really want Michael Jordan, you will be able to use some version of him. But I actually think that unless you are planning on putting in hundreds and hundreds of dollars, it is going to be next to impossible to get this specific Michael Jordan. And let me tell you guys why in this. So I'm not just talking about Michael Jordan alone when I'm talking about this. If you guys look at the pink diamond auction house and you look for buyouts, there are none. And this was a filter where there was a 60,000 MT Dominique Wilkins only 1 week ago. He is now over 100k. Vince Carter, you can see here, 250k. 1 minute ago. There are 2 pink diamonds ending in 10 minutes. This Ja is going to be over 400k. Ja's over 400. Zion Williamson is more expensive than he was the day he came out. Blake Griffin went from being 100 to 150k in the last week. Again, Dominique Wilkins is over doubled in price in the last week. Stephen Curry is 600,000 MT, which means that almost none of these high tier cards are in any way attainable right now. And the funny thing is that some people are like, oh, I'm just going to wait until they drop. They're going up in price. And they're going to go up in price until there is a big change. I don't think a Michael Jordan pack is going to crash the market. As much as you see videos from other people saying, oh, Jordan's going to crash the market. No. And the issue is that the logic of why Jordan will crash the market is, oh, everyone's going to sell their Vince Carters. But the problem is that the supply is so low of these cards that even everyone who has them trying to sell their Vince Carters, if they're all trying to sell their Vince Carters and going and buying Michael Jordan, there's still not enough Vince Carters for the supply to outweigh the demand. So let me just go into a little bit more depth. When the supply outweighs the demand, prices go down. When the demand outweighs the supply, prices are going to go up because people will pay more for it, especially when the amount of MT is ever increasing. Even though there is a 10% tax in my team, which has normally caused MT in general to stay in and around the same as the year goes on, obviously a little bit at the start, a little bit at the end, there's going to be less MT, but in general, the amount of MT that is like floating around the auctions is around the same. But what has happened now is the contract situation. The contract situation is basically, if you guys don't know, it's about 1,000 MT per game that you're getting extra. So if you play 100 games of just like full rosters, unlimited, you are saving the best part of 100,000 MT on contracts that you did in the previous year. So that's 100,000 MT that you have extra. And that's what everybody has. Everybody is accumulating their MT. I'm sitting here on 224,000 MT with a squad. With a squad right here. Like, my team's pretty good. Like, I've got obviously this card right here, and then I've got 224,000 MT. And one of the big issues is that a lot of players are going for the free cards. So they're going for the takeovers, they're going for the Mitchells, a lot of the hardcore players. So what's happened is that the hardcore players, even these guys here, got the original owners. The hardcore players have a bunch of free cards in their squad. And then they're also accumulating a bunch of MT. And to break into the best free squad, these auctionable cards have got to be the best of them. So for example, like, I'm not going to go out of my way and look for a Paul Pierce to replace a Jeremy Sohan that I really like. And I think that's the way people are thinking. They're like, if they want to replace a player, they got to go big to replace a player. They got to go for the best players to replace a player. And the entire issue with that is that it's leading to a market where people only want the top players, and there's also an extremely low supply. Because if you go to the pack market right here, you can see the odds are less than 2% of a pink diamond, and they seem to be, by less than 2%, they are like 0.2%. They are so rare. A 2% chance at diamond makes diamonds themselves incredibly rare. And then even, thankfully, these packs didn't lower their... Well, to be fair, last Tuesday we had 14% and a 90 plus overall, but it's looking like we might end up getting 50%. If we got 50% nerfed packs on Tuesday, we might get 50% nerfed packs today or tomorrow. So, like, we could be seeing an extreme rarity. I think a lot of people are going to be opening these packs for MJ, but we're still going to see a severe lack of pink diamonds on the market. There's going to be so few of them. So the reason why Michael Jordan is the biggest one is he's the biggest name we have so far. Not only that, he has everything you want in 2K. The Jordan dribble style, he's on the cover. He has the hyped player tax. He has the GOAT tax, which is what I call for like Kobe Bryant, Michael Jordan, LeBron James. Those three guys have the like GOAT tax. These are like the three most popular players in the world for the majority of fan bases. Most people you hear argue one of those three guys is the greatest of all time. I think Kobe is a bit ridiculous in that conversation, but there are a lot of people that believe that. And it's been the case since NBA 2K, long before he passed away. Kobe had the quote-unquote GOAT tax. The three of those guys have the GOAT tax, which is another 100k on their best card. So what we're going to be looking at is a price we've never seen. We are going to be looking at a Michael Jordan card. We're looking at Tatum at about 300k. We're going to be looking at a Michael Jordan card upwards of 600,000 MT. Potentially seeing the first couple of them going for $1 million. And you're like, not a lot of people have $1 million right now, but yes, they do. So what's going to happen is, especially if 2K keep the Pink Diamond Jordan rare, a lot rarer than Pink Diamond Tatum, is that there's going to be at least 20-30 people looking for Michael Jordan with $1 million MT ready to spend for him. And you're not going to be seeing 20-30 Michael Jordans in the auction at any one time. It's just not going to happen. So what's going to end up happening there is that the price is going to be incredibly high. So if you are someone that is that really wants to get a Michael Jordan, that really wants to get these high cards, I just want to make this out to you. You have to kind of accept it at this stage. It's better off accepting it right now because 2K have done a bit of a positive. You've got to accept that you might have to go for a lower version of a card, especially because the biggest names are now the headliners and 2K are giving alternatives. If you've got your 300k MT and you really want a Michael Jordan, you just got to accept that maybe you have to use the diamond, because it is just, unless of course you want to put in hundreds of dollars into the game extra, the diamond's going to be perfectly fine. There's a one overall difference. You might really want the top tier Jordan, you're going to have to open the checkbook. It's just unfortunate. If you want to do it, you're going to have to open the checkbook. The purpose of my team has never been to, well, to be fair, like, it is somewhat attainable if you've sniped and you've worked your way up. I know plenty of people have made $1 million MT from nothing that could get these cards. But there's always been pay to make things quicker, pay to have an advantage. And unfortunately, it's getting to the stage where to get the best of the best, especially early on in the year, you're pretty much going to have to pay. But what I would advise you guys to do is still use your favorite players. Most people are not going to be able to tell the difference between the diamond and the Pink Diamond Jordan. I said it about Zion last week. Most people couldn't tell the difference. Sure, you'd have Bully, most people don't know how to trigger it. And then you've got the Amethyst for guys like myself who are on an extreme budget. We've just got to kind of accept that, look, as much as it would be great to get everything, it's kind of like, it's kind of tough. It is kind of tough to get every single card when it's a game mode that's based on money. You're not going to be able to do it all for free. But also, there are so much more MT on the market. The supply is so low, and you're competing with guys who are spending every waking hour on the game, and you're competing with guys who are spending every waking hour or spending every freaking dollar they have on this game for a such small amount of cards because they're so rare that it is just, yeah, it's going to be incredibly tough. So I got to make this video now, and because you're going to see a million market crash videos being like, oh, sell your Vince Carters. Don't sell your damn Vince Carters. He's not going to drop in price. The supply and demand issue, there are so many players that want a Vince Carter and a Michael Jordan, and the supply is still so low that until we see like a super pack where there's a 3% chance at a Pink Diamond, we're not seeing these guys drop. Trust me on that. It's going to take something like that, or a locker code or something free for these to not drop. And I just don't think that's going to happen anytime soon. Pink Diamonds are going to be incredibly high. So anyway, that's the video. Thank you guys for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe.